Welcome to our pod, and by that I mean on Wednesdays we read. I'm Hannah.
I'm Laura.
And we are two best friends who usually do a deep dive into a new book series, one book at a time, except when we are going on indie mission.
It's indie mission time, people.
Well, we have 1 month left of investigating the Dublin murder squad, so it's the perfect time to have our usual knockout round of which book we are going to cover by an indie author in May.
Yeah, we've kind of transitioned from going on social media and getting votes to now doing these knockout round episodes just because it's a little hard to determine where the best place is to get everybody to vote. And the algorithm doesn't always work in our favor. So we feel like this is the fairest way to kind of mix it up. And we have a lot of different indie authors' books that we've saved in a spreadsheet. So we just kind of rotate through those and use this random generator to pick.
Yeah. So for people who this is the first time meeting with us, between each of our seasons, we do cover a book for 3 weeks. Like Laura said, we used to do Twitter or all of those things, and it just became a hellscape, as everyone knows. So
but we
now
still like to highlight indie authors as well. So we do that. Hannah does a lot of interviews over on our blog. And we also, on the pod, we will cover either through author interviews or do these indie missions to do a deeper dive into some indie books.
So this time around, we picked 12 contenders, and we want to walk through them today and highlight who they are. And then we will have a pick a number 1 or 2 session via the internet where we will pick which
always
ones
reliable
will go on.
The internet.
Always reliable, always honest. And yeah, so usually what this means is we just go through each of the brackets. I do a small synopsis, usually found on Goodreads, and we just kind of chit chat. We are pretty excited about this round. The lineup looks kind of stacked. I don't know which one I want to win.
You just like randomly selected them from our spreadsheet that Hannah keeps of all of these indie books, but she sent me the bracket and I was like, I'm like excited about several of these actually.
And I feel like it had a good round because usually like I'll just say, pick this many numbers between 1 through however many books we have on the list, and it will just pop up what we get. What we get is what we get. But I'm excited.
Don't mind a bit, and this we do not mind a bit.
No, and I love that we have some like old school people, some new ones, and I just can't wait to go through them with you. So, Laura, without further ado, let's dive into
Let's roll.
Let's roll. So, for our left bracket, we are starting strong with Surviving Anstey by Susan Hancock. This is a sci-fi fleeing from war and the Arija constellation. I'm sure I butchered what Susan wants that to be called, so apologies. But alien refugees travel through a rift in time and space to a secret location in planet Earth's distant history. Anstey, a vicious leader of exile forces, has this force accompany him to sign away people's lives in work contracts that bind them and their children to him indefinitely. For those who try to escape and fail, there is only death or worse. This is where we meet Kat and another lead, Thomas, as their perilous adventure begins. So very dark, very spacey. Laura loves space, guys.
I love space. I love space. This sounds like a Beth Revis novel. I like Beth Revis. This is giving me good vibes. I am here for it.
I feel like we've also always like, I don't read too much sci-fi, but when I do, I enjoy myself. So I would be very excited to read.
You were always like, I don't really like sci-fi. And then we'll read one and you're like, I really like sci-fi.
I think I just don't care for Dune that much.
I think it's just Dune, Hannah. You like so many sci-fis.
I saw Project Hail Mary this weekend. Small spoilers for
it?
It was amazing, Laura. It was a very good adaptation. It was actually a perfect adaptation where some things didn't work, but it didn't make me hate the film. You know, there were just moments where I was like, I disagree with that, but also I don't mind that I disagree. Like I think if I loved every single piece, that would be a problem. I think it was like the perfect match. And there was a lot of
I'm making my husband read it right now so we can go see it.
Oh my God. There was a lot of giggling in the theater because I sometimes will make a joke about people's fashion sense. And I kept saying Ryan Gosling just looks like a beautiful lesbian in this with his fashion sense. And every time he had a different outfit on, my sister-in-law and I would giggle because he did in fact look like a very amazing lesbian woman.
Well, he is very beautiful. So
very beautiful. But the Dune Part 3 hit trailers
Yeah,
this
that
weekend.
trailer.
And so it popped up, and I was like, Laura doesn't make me watch those anymore.
No,
Because we covered the first one, and you were like, Hannah does not enjoy this, so we're not
no,
covering
I've
the
just
future
gotten to the
ones.
point where it's like trying to force a little kid to enjoy one of your interests as a parent, and it's just, I just can't do it anymore. So,
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just not my speed. I
you
love
know what
Zendaya
trailer
too,
I
but
am excited about though? Did you watch the Spider-Man
yes.
movie trailer? That got me excited, and we know there's going to be Jean Grey in there. Hannah,
Oh,
are
I
you
didn't know that
excited? Oh,
actually.
never mind. Spoiler. I think's going to be in the
This
movie as
who
Jean Grey.
oh, Sadie Sink. Oh, that's fun. Okay, no, I
Mhm.
didn't realize they
But
were
I'm
doing that much
excited about that
crossover.
one. So
Um, yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Spider-Man movies right now. I'm ready for Into the Spider-Verse 3. That's what I'm ready
same. That one's
for.
so. Those movies are so
I know.
flipping good. Oh
Oh my
man.
gosh, we're jumping off topic though. We have
But
to get
my
back to
thing
the
is that
scrap
I
bracket.
those the last three Spider-Man movies I watched made me cry. Those two
Oh,
Spider-Verse ones, and
oh
then
yeah.
Spider-Man No Way Home also made me cry.
That
So
one will get
I'm
you.
like kind of hyped for this new Spider-Man movie because I'm like, I need a sad movie to cry in,
That's
and
beautiful.
it looks very cinematic. I like the colors of everything that they've done in the trailer, so consider me
Well,
excited.
and we could read some more sci-fi to get ready for
There we go.
Spider-Man question mark. But
Yes.
bringing it back, Surviving Anstey is going up against The Kishi by Antoine Bandele.
Mhm.
This is a shape-shifting novel. The Kishi shape-shifting demons who lure young women to gruesome deaths. Are they real?
Yes.
Something has slain a villager, and the locals of Bajak point their fingers at Amana, a pacifist monk running from his dark past. But Amana knows there's something else and something much darker lurking in the village. Can he save the village, his name, and his principles? This one sounds like it rocks.
Yeah.
The
Love a
cover,
pacifist. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Love Vinland Saga. Love all that. I do actually like shapeshifters too. I know I make fun of them a lot when we talk about about loop gurus and everything and the Dresden Files, but I do enjoy shapeshifter things.
yeah. Also, like, I'm sorry, the cover of this looks like it rocks. Like, the book
It's
looks
cool.
so good.
It's like a warrior facing to the right, and
Or a
uh,
pacifist monk.
coming out of the back of their head is what appears to be a hyena. Really
These will
beautiful.
be strong contenders for this indie mission, and I can't wait to see which one wins. Next up, Kingdom of Forgotten Curses by A.R. Kaufer. This was actually in our last round, but
Hmm.
doesn't mean we aren't still excited about it. The prince is a bloodthirsty soldier who enjoys death, fine wine, and the company of beautiful women
We all do.
until one fateful night when everything changes. 80 years later, the king's barrister Marius discovers a reference to the prince and is immediately sent upon a mission of discovery by the king, much to the dismay of his three daughters. At the chateau, Marius makes a deadly mistake, and now someone must pay the price. And this is
Is it the
going.
readers? Do the readers have to pay the price? Are we
Will,
going to be shocked?
will this make Laura cry, much like
Will I be mad?
Spider-Man? This is
In
actually
our
going up.
last indie mission, honestly, I got mad and we interviewed the author, and I did kind of accost the author.
You did. You were like, excuse you. First of all,
That was the
it's
first
the
time for that, but it
Kelly
may happen
Kapoor.
again.
First of
So
all,
we'll
how
see if this
dare
book
you?
makes me mad.
Well, this is going up against another contender who's been around for a while, Legacy of the Brightwash by Krystle Matar, a book I
Yes.
have actually read. We almost
Yes.
never bring books I've already read to the
I
podcast.
know.
But this one was very good and would be a very strong contender,
Mhm,
especially
mhm.
this like ninth round. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. So
Yeah, yeah.
Tashue's faith in the law is beginning to crack. He stood by when the authority condemned his only son to the brutality of the rift for noncompliance. He never doubted his job as a regulation officer before, but then a dead girl washes up on the banks of the Brightwash, tattooed and mutilated.
Broadchurch vibes, gas lamp
Oh
vibes,
gosh,
dark,
the
grim, dark vibes. I'm getting it all.
boxer vibes. I always think about the second book because it has like boxing gloves, and
Boxing
I'm like,
gloves.
that's a
Yeah.
perfect
These are actually
like
pretty
line
sweet
for this.
covers too, actually.
Oh, Krystle knows what they're doing. Like it's
Hmm, hmm.
beautiful covers. So it would be fun to see. It would be hard to see which of these murder mysteries will go on to continue into the
Interesting though that
next
you were like,
round.
we never do books that I've covered on that I've already read on the podcast.
Oh,
We
and
are
we're doing
currently doing the ton of French books that you have read, Hannah.
Krystle, it's the perfect time for you to make it all the way. And it's just Hannah doing rereads for this year.
Who is
Hannah,
Josh Groban?
who is Josh Groban? I feel like this is my year of rereads, though, because I'm rereading Harrow the Ninth.
Yes, you are.
I've been rereading Dublin Murder Squad. I feel like I'm coming into my own as a rereader
What
and
else
being
could we
like,
reread?
oh gosh, so many. We
Libba
could reread.
Bray. Libba Bray.
Laura, if you wanted to cover the Libba Bray trilogy, I think I would cry. Like, I think I would just cry the entire way of excitement.
You talk about
Uh,
it so much.
those are just like fundamental books that like were written on my soul as a child.
I
But
had a series of unfortunate events that taught me how to expand my vocabulary. And
yeah. And I
you
had a
had
book
those.
that I realized books could be like horny in. Those were
Okay.
definitely that girl had a lot of like sexy dreams about the boy living outside the boarding
Interesting.
school. So, very
Okay.
interesting. Well, we could always, there's always this upcoming season. We haven't
It
released what we're doing
could happen. We could totally pivot and
yet.
do that.
Just do a YA
Just
series from the
say
early
we're
2000s.
throwing out the Dresden Files and we are doing something completely different.
If you want us to do that, Blue Sky message us. But yes, and then finishing up the bracket against each other is No Land for Heroes by Cal Black. This is a Wild West novel where the only things more dangerous than outlaws are dragons. Love to hear. Laura and I love a dragon in a scene where you wouldn't
You know
expect a
what?
dragon.
I love a Dragon Rider book, honestly. I do.
Yeah. Hey, my cousin just said that she loved the Fourth Ring series, and I knew you were thinking about reading it. So,
I
uh,
was thinking about reading it. I think the hype of it all has just like I'm gotta wait for the hype to cool down because
that's very
I'm
fair.
just like, man, too many people are reading it, so I'm gonna read other stuff. For whatever reason, when things get too hyped, then I'm just out.
I think she enjoyed it as an audiobook, so that could always be an
Okay.
option.
I have the print, so I'm not probably going to do audio.
That's fair.
I'm not going to give Yaros more of my money. No.
That's very fair.
But I do enjoy like Ryan Cahill's series, the Bound and the
Mm,
Broken, that is Dragon Rider series as well.
good to
So
know.
I do like
Well,
Dragon Riders. I've also read Shattered Spirits by Cal Black, which is a novella that was in Sphinx a
oh,
couple years ago.
so we could be coming
Real
back
good.
to an
Real
author for
good.
Laura. Well, and this follows Deputy Barry, who is struggling to protect her town and keep her family fed. As a last resort, she robs a train for ammunition, only to find that the cargo she needs so badly was owned by a war hero, Frederick Rousseau.
Mm.
And this is going up against, this was a little bit of a foul for me. This is going up against an author who's been on here before, but I actually pulled one of his more recent novels to switch
Okay.
things up a little. Parasites by Matthew Samuels. He's been
I
up
like
for
the cover for this.
it's so cool. This book sounds so good. So usually Small Things is up with Matt, but I hope he doesn't mind. I was like, let's look at some of your newer work. Give that a
Matt
shout.
currently like keyboard raging out, like messaging us like, "How dare you put my other book in?"
And this one sounds like it rocks because it follows Kale and Alicia, who are explorers, charting where the things go and bringing valuable resources back to their home planet of Lyra. They're trying desperately to extend the lifespan of their home world. Alicia's father, Ben, set out 2 years ago to uncover another species' reference to a solution to a big crunch problem. Can't wait to find out what that is. But he never returned. A chance discovery leads Kale and Alicia to a clue to find her missing father.
Does the cover not give you The Last of Us vibes a little bit?
Yes, so
Okay.
much. And it's like
that was what I saw, and I was
otherworldly.
like,
Yeah, you have two people trying to find a lost dad. Like there's so much of this book where it's like, oh, this sounds like it rocks.
if
And
there's like a lone wolf and cub situation in here,
Laura's gonna be like, gone.
give it to
That's
me.
straight into the veins. So that is our left bracket. Already some strong contenders, already some that Laura
Yeah.
and I are just waiting to read. So can't wait to see which one pulls through. And then on the right bracket, we're starting off strong with a new submission, The Dragon Constellation by James Voorhees.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. I own this one. I'm excited about it. The author
nice.
sent me an ebook to
Ah.
check out, so I've got this already started.
Laura
Ahead
is
of the game.
ready.
Yes.
But Laura, it's a vampire novel. Thaddeus the
I
vampire,
know.
he's on a quest to save all of time and space as he searches for his lost love. We never get vampires trying to save the world, so I'm interested.
You know, vampires, I've learned, contain multitudes. And despite me not wanting to believe it, people want to give vampires a lot of credit.
They do. So we have to follow his quest as he collects the weapons needed to conquer the immortal beast that is bound for full destruction and join him as he looks to convince the disparate players who he believes are calling forth in the prophecy as they travel through this future world and its magical kingdoms. I'm interested, James. I'm interested. And this is going up against kind of another like higher, almost fantasy Storm Valor by Starr Z. Davies.
Hmm.
A lord and a princess are thrown into a tournament against each other, trying to win for their very important reasons. Together, they discover that strength and honor alone are not enough to secure a victory. The price of winning is far higher than ever imagined. Throw in an assassin, and it's even more complicated. Laura, the cover of this looks
It's
interesting. And it's
even more complicated. It was extremely complicated just in 2 sentences. So
I
I love when like the like little pitch that they have for a book. It's like, and then it gets even more complicated. Or it's like, and then things get worse. And it's like, well, it was already
was
pretty
already
bad.
pretty bad. You guys are in a very important tournament. That's I think
Oh, these poor
sometimes
people.
this is something I feel like I need to ask authors more about it because I'm working on a new work right now and I submitted it
Hmm.
to my editing group recently and they're like, Hannah, you're really just you throw in so much like complication into your chapter one. And I'm like, I don't really feel like it's that complicated. And I'm like, maybe I just love drama. Like
People, you need to complicate your lives.
yeah, like this sounds like a random Tuesday. What are you talking about? But yeah, so Starr is right up there with me because this
I
book
do
sounds
like
fun.
the cover of this. It looks a little Thor Ragnarokish when I'm
Yeah.
looking at it.
I like a tournament novel. It like sets up the stakes so well
I like
and
kind of like gods fighting that type of situation. That actually, small spoilies, occurs in my favorite novella series, the Forever Desert series, a little bit.
yes.
So, yeah, I do enjoy that type of situation. So that might be something I'll look forward to.
Well, and this next contender is one of my favorite covers I think I've ever seen for Indie
Mm,
Mission.
okay.
Fragments of a Fallen Star by, and I do apologize for butchering your name, Viano Oniomoh. This one is Mora Carl Fisher is ready to do anything to bring her parents back from the dead, even embark on a desperate trip across the sea in an attempt to find the missing pages of a spell to turn back time. She
Okay.
barely spent one night away from her island when she's nearly killed for being a magic and now owes her life to eccentric Nayla, another magic who apparently runs her own ship, and a romance may be sparkling.
Mm,
I just love this cover. Like it's like two beautiful women in
smooches incoming.
dresses, romance. What could go wrong
We
here?
don't cover a lot of romance on our pod.
Yeah. I don't know why. We
That
both
would be
enjoy reading
refreshing.
it.
That would be
I know.
refreshing.
It would be fun to do like an indie mission for 3 weeks. It's just kind of a
Mhm.
like, pirate romance. Why
Yeah.
not? Um,
Pirate romance. Small spoilers. Whoops. Oh,
ooh. Well, that
Easter egg for future. Easter egg
uh,
for future episodes to see how closely people pay attention.
let's see. That one is going up against The Heavenly Sword by Alice Poon, another beautiful cover.
Yeah,
Set
I
in a
dig this
world
one.
of human conflicts, fantastical martial arts, sorcery, and celestial magic. Alice Poon's debut fantasy follows a martial maiden's heartbreaking adventure in her quest for love and justice. More love. The goddess Shangyi is sent to the mortal world to stop Skywolf Judi's plan to usurp the throne. Reborn as Tang Seer, a simple village girl, her celestial mission requires her to learn special martial arts skills, but in order to achieve unrivaled mastery, she must battle against her own feelings for a member of the evil tyrant's court. We
Of
got two
course she
love
must.
stories.
She must.
She must. This book sounds rad.
I dig the cover.
I know. I know.
You
Well,
give me like a dragon on the cover and it like it has like these mythology looking vibes to it. I'm like, "Ew,
this
I know
is
I'm probably gonna love that.
I mean, our last four books have like rocking covers if we're looking at
Yeah.
them. They just look good.
Honestly, this whole
So
bracket has really great covers.
please go check our blogs to go see like the
Hmm.
post of all of the photos in the bracket.
Sure.
You can see them all in one location, but like they all look amazing. So last up on the final two going up against each other is Pradyutita by Geetha Krishnan in Hastinpura. Atriyatha and Radha find a baby floating in the river. In the palace, the impotent King Pandu is forced to abdicate the throne while his bastard half-brother Vidura conspires with his queen Kunti. The blind king I apologize for butchering all of these, and I will learn them if this book wins, I promise. Dhritarashtra struggles against his autocratic uncle while the sage Vyasa fights desperately to avert a power struggle with the Kuru family. This is a saga of Mahabharata as it has never been told before. So I think this is a
Mm,
retelling of
okay, interesting.
some folklore or some gods and goddesses. So I'm interested. I'm here for it. And I think that there are more to the series. So if
So
we
this is
like
another
it,
Asian inspired
yes.
folklore. Okay,
And I
cool.
think it was a Spiffbo finalist in 2020. So
Yeah, semifinalist it says on here.
semifinalist.
Hmm.
Perfect. So interested all around.
Yeah.
And that is going up against Boneyard Cafe by Teresa Louise Johnson. In
Please tell me a
another,
cozy Boneyard Cafe. That sounds adorable. And
I
it's
don't
probably
know.
grimdark.
It's grimdark.
Oh my gosh, there was so many opportunities to make that a cozy, and it's grimdark. Oh, keep
In
going,
an
Hannah.
in another dimension called Beyond, Bone Connectors performs surgeries on conscious victims.
Oh
He
man, that is
trades
the exact opposite of cozy. Oh my
he
gosh.
trades victims' limbs and tests the limits of the humans who will survive and their will to survive. Lee is the alchemist from our dimension who almost forgot what the bone connector took from her.
I guess it just depends on what you define as cozy. You know,
Yeah. Laura could be here for it. It sounds cozy to someone. Like
you know what? Whatever brings you comfort, that's your cozy. You know.
whatever brings you comfort is your cozy. I think that that's a
Hmm.
beautiful line about a bone connector
Hmm.
who is
So,
doing
and
surgery
it's
on
true.
people.
Like we talk about cozy books, but cozy murder mysteries. Okay, like
Anyone could do that.
that's that's a somewhat dark situation too, to be looking around for a murderer. Who
I
stabbed this guy? Why do we
who
like this? Why do we think that's cozy?
I love
Who
to see
knows?
it. Well, Laura,
Let's
without further ado,
let's start flipping some coins.
let's start flipping some coins. So first up, surviving Anstey versus the Kishi. And a random number between one and two.
The
And the Kishi is moving forward. Ba-dum bum,
Kishi.
ba-dum bum. And then we have Kingdom of
Every time you make that
Forgotten.
noise, I think about the Dresden Files. It like triggers that in my brain.
And Laura's like, Hannah,
I was
no,
like,
we're
"Ah,
not there yet. We don't need to be there yet.
not yet. Ah."
And then we have the Kingdom of the Forgotten Curses versus Legacy of the Brightwash. Oh, and it's Legacy of the Brightwash.
Where is it flipping? I can't even tell.
Could you see if you could you see my number two? It'll flash and then another number will come
Oh,
up.
okay. I was not even seeing the flash. I guess I just
Although,
wasn't seeing when it was generating.
okay, I wanted to make sure. I was like, does it ever pick a one? It does. Okay,
Okay.
perfect. I just wanted to double check. We have to, we
It's
are the
just a very
authorities
subtle
here.
thing, apparently, that it flashes, and I'm just not like, I need to open my eyes more.
No, you're totally fine. And then we have No Land for Heroes versus Parasites. We could always just make it
Yeah.
like a number between 1 and 100, and it's like odds are the top and evens are the bottoms. But for right now, we just do
Man,
this.
this
And No Land for
No Land
Heroes
for
moves
Heroes
on to
moves
the
on.
next round. And
But
then
I like that cover for Parasites quite a bit.
we have the Dragon Constellation versus Storm Valor. And it's the
Constellation
Dragon
is moving on.
Constellation to the next round. Then we have Fragments of the Fallen Star versus the Heavenly Sword. Two
These are
very, very
like
pretty
one's like a
covers.
cool color palette and the other one's a warm color palette, and they're both very soothing.
Well, I can do a start and stop. That's better. Oh, two. The Heavenly Sword
The
moves
Heavenly
forward.
Sword moves forward.
I feel like this might help Laura. I'll start doing a start and stop. And
Yeah, then
then
I
we
can see it
have
a little better with my old
Pradyutita
eyes.
and Boneyard Cafe.
Not a cozy.
And stop. Oh, the Boneyard Cafe moves
Boneyard
forward.
Cafe moves forward. You know what? If that wins, I'm just going to continuously joke about that being a cozy novel to the point where people are going to be like, shut up.
Well, and so this
It'll be a
this
never ending joke.
This is funny because the next round, it's the top. We have to go 1 through 3 because
Okay.
it's the Kishi versus Legacy of the Brightwash versus No Land for Heroes. But the way I set
Okay.
up this bracket has been interesting for our entire life because whoever wins
Our
this one,
entire life.
our entire
When
life
we
of running
came out
this
of the
podcast,
womb, this was
we
interesting.
So like when I started doing this, I weirdly made the left bracket the one that goes into the bottom slot. And so I do like it
Okay.
because I feel like it switches things up for people who are always like number two is always chosen. It's like, well, number two is sometimes number one, you know? But
I
so
see
this will be
what you're
going into the
saying.
bottom slot. And who moves forward?
Bum, ba,
It's No Land for
ba.
Heroes.
Cal
Ooh, we
Black.
have a chance for a Western. I don't know if we've ever
Interesting.
done
We've never done
Westerns.
that. Have we
Yeah.
covered a Dragon Rider either? I don't know about
I
that.
don't think we have really. No,
Not
I can't
really.
think of any that we've had. So, I mean, it'll be interesting if it wins. And that will
Bum,
be
bum,
going up against
bum,
one of
bum,
these
bum,
three: the
bum,
Dragon
bum, bum,
Constellation, the
bum.
Heavenly Sword, or Boneyard Cafe. And it is, oh,
What
it
one?
is The Heavenly
The
Sword
Heavenly Sword.
by
Heavenly
Alice Poon.
Sword.
And so Alice Poon is now in the number one slot, and No Land for Heroes is in the number
Number
two.
two.
And
One,
so both
two.
of these look amazing. And as a
Mm-hmm,
reminder,
mm-hmm,
The Heavenly Sword is about set in a world of human conflicts, fantastical martial arts. We have the goddess Shang-Yi is sent to the mortal world to stop the Skywolf Judi's plan to usurp the throne, and she is put
mm-hmm.
into
A
a
simple village
simple
girl.
village
Yeah.
girl.
You
Thank you.
know what? The Poppy War has been on my brain.
Oh my gosh. And then we have No Lands for Heroes by Cal Black, which is the Wild West, where there are dragon riders and Deputy Barry is struggling to protect her family and
What's it
she
gonna
robs
be?
the wrong
What's
train.
it gonna
All
be?
right, one or two, and
I
oh,
get nervous, honestly.
we're covering the Heavenly Sword,
The Heavenly
Laura.
Sword.
Oh,
Woohoo!
woo woo! This one looks so pretty. It has two
It is
dragons
beautiful.
on the cover, a woman holding a sword. Yeah, this just looks good. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to read
The
this
Poppy War's
one.
been on my brain, and that description has those vibes of the Poppy War a little bit, where we have a simple village girl who's going on to greater things.
I think this will be good. I'm excited for it.
I'm
So
sure it'll be good. You know what? Nice to mix it up. We've been doing our cozy mysteries for a while, and it's time for us to stop caring about cops. So
it is time for us to stop
we
caring about
need to
cops. So
start caring about dragons more.
well,
And we are.
guys, for everyone who's listening, we do give away one of these books when the winner comes in.
Uh, uh,
So
uh, uh.
please make sure you're checking out all of our social media platforms
Mhm.
on how to enter because we will be giving away a copy of The Heavenly Sword. And make
Awesome.
sure you're following around along in May after we finish up our Dublin Murder Squad series so that you can read along with us this Indie Mission number 9 book.
Yeah.
This is a pretty fun thing we've been doing since the beginning,
Hmm.
and Laura and I
Hmm.
enjoy it very much. So please
Absolutely. Yep.
join us. I can't wait to read it. And Laura, yeah,
And
that's it
listeners,
for
thanks for your
intermission.
support. Thanks
Yeah.
for being here today.
Please make sure that you're following along at OWWR Pod on all the social platforms. And please, again, check out our blog at
Yep.
owrpod.com. We have some amazing indie author interviews up there. I try to do about one a month.
Hannah's
I
put a lot of
think
work into that and highlighting our indie authors over there. So please go
so.
check them out.
Please go check that out. And if you would be so kind, rate, review, and subscribe, or join our Patreon. $3 a month gets you a bonus episode on us covering the Dresden Files TV series.
We can never
S-
escape. There's no
sometimes,
escape.
sometimes there's an episode where werewolves are weirdly sexy for no reason.
With the worst animation you've ever seen.
And you're just watching it on Tubi for free and you don't know why.
And you're disgusted and also
You're
confused.
really grossed out by the werewolf episode for very specific reasons. Harry Dresden holding a victim's roommate in a really weirdly sensual way that didn't need to happen. That happens. But you can
You know
hear
what?
our thoughts
We'll
on
get
it
into it
over
on
on
the
the
Patreon.
Patreon. $3 a month gets you that, or you can give $1 a month and you get access to some of our bookmarks to print them out on your own if you
Hmm.
want, or you could just kind of help us keep the lights on, and we do
Yeah.
definitely appreciate
Yeah, we
it.
always
So
appreciate your support, listeners. Thank you
yeah,
so much.
have a great day. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.